Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinics, with physicians, physical therapists, and trainers who treat sports and performance-related injuries, with locations across the valley. More information on services and locations at stalphonsus.org/stayactive.
From Boundary to Bear Lake, Fremont to Payette, Oahe to Oneida, there are interesting people, places, and histories in all of Idaho's counties. And Idaho Matters wants to share it with you with stories from all 44 counties that make up the Gem State. Email your ideas to idahomatters@boisestate.edu or use the Talk to Us feature in our app, available on Apple and Android, and tune in each weekday at noon for Idaho Matters.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. This morning, we have details on the exodus of Idaho OBGYNs. We'll tell you about how Canyon County is not giving any money to Valley Regional Transit. Plus, we'll check in with the National Weather Service. It is Tuesday, the 5th of August, and here come today's stories. The exodus of Idaho OBGYNs continues. A new study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association shows Idaho has lost a third of its OBGYNs since the repeal of Roe v. Wade in 2022. Julie Lucata tells us more.
Before Idaho banned almost all abortions in August 2022, there were 268 OBGYNs in the state.
We're now down to 174 obstetricians practicing obstetrics in the state for about 1 million women.
Lead researcher Dr. Edward McEachern says the number of doctors was stable for a decade leading up to the ban.
Something happened in the marketplace that left some OBGYNs and obstetricians wondering if they could practice safely in the community.
Under Idaho law, physicians can provide abortions only when the life of the mother is in danger or in cases of rape or incest. Outside of those exceptions, doctors can lose their license, face felony charges, and get up to 5 years in prison. Rural communities, which already face doctor shortages, will be impacted the most.
And when things get really complicated, you need perinatologists and neonatologists to do this work as well. And so the system appears to me, one of the biggest concerns I have is that the system is getting more and more fragile, and it's not resilient in a way that it used to be.
McEachern says the vast majority of the doctors who left were not providing elective abortions. Many OBGYNs left to practice out of state, while others continued gynecology but stopped providing obstetrics services. A few retired. He says the loss of 35% of the state's OBGYNs will limit all women's access to health care in Idaho.
But we're in a world hurt right now. We've got to do something different than what we're doing.
Julie Lucata, Boise State Public Radio News.
Idaho Fish and Game is doing something this month, something for the first time, and it's already very successful with the public. Surplus salmon, specifically jack salmon from Idaho fisheries, are usually stocked into the Boise River, but this year about 250 of the Chinook have been stocked into local ponds in McCall and New Meadows. Here's Jordan Messner. He is Fish and Game's regional fish manager in McCall.
Oftentimes in the past, we've trucked loads of fish down to the Boise River, but we've been interested in trying to provide some local opportunity for folks, especially for kiddos, to get into Chinook salmon. It's kind of hard to fish for these fish when they're in the rivers, and so stocking them into little community ponds gives kids a unique opportunity to try to catch a Chinook salmon.
Usually the surplus Chinook released into the Boise River require a specific salmon permit, but the fish stocked in the McCall and New Meadows ponds can be caught by anyone with a fishing license.
So this is the first time we've done that here. I went out there the evening after we stocked, and there was probably 30 anglers or so out there, and got to see one kid who was probably about 10 years old land a Chinook with a spinner. If we find out that this worked well and gave people access to these fish, and this is likely going to be an annual outlet for us when we do have these surplus available at the hatchery.
And again, it's the first time that Fish and Game has released surplus Chinook into local ponds. Valley Regional Transit is heading into its next fiscal year with a $36.6 million budget. But as James Dawson reports, that is despite no contribution from Canyon County.
VRT requested about $82,000 from Canyon County commissioners to help cover bus routes and on-demand transportation there, but they declined. VRT's executive director Elaine Clegg says it's been a couple rough budget years for Canyon County, and that it also rejected other outside funding requests. Clegg says she'll continue talks with commissioners about using other funding sources in the future.
It's my commitment to ensure that all of our partners are contributing in the manner that they're being served.
Ada County also declined to fund VRT's full request, though it covered nearly 2/3 of it. Clegg says despite that, the agency has enough revenue to operate without disruptions over the next year. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
Stephanie Henry is over at the National Weather Service office in Boise. Stephanie, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
We had some active weather late yesterday and overnight, but what can we expect on this Tuesday?
Well, we had a cold front move through last night, and that was responsible for our thunderstorms. So that cold front will leave us with some relatively cooler temperatures again today, but we are going to be a couple degrees warmer than yesterday. We are looking at drier weather for the next couple days, today and Wednesday. We do have a cold front coming in Wednesday night into Thursday, though, so that could bring some cloud cover, a little bit cooler temperatures again, some showers and thunderstorms up in the north, kind of near the McCall area and the mountains there. But behind that cold front, we're looking at temperatures around 10 degrees below normal for both Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be a pretty nice week.
Okay.
And then looking into next weekend, we are going to warm up every day. So starting around Saturday into early next week, a couple degrees each day we're going to gain. So we're looking at maybe 90s to around 100 degrees by around Tuesday time frame.
Okay, so I want to stack this up. So let's see, Wednesday, it warms up just a bit. Thursday and Friday, it cools down a bit, dry and pleasant through the weekend, and then temperatures inch back up.
Correct.
And more importantly, it sounds like a great weekend forecast.
Yeah, it should be pretty nice, especially if you want to spend the day outside.
Excellent. Stephanie Henry is over at the National Weather Service office in Boise. Stephanie, have a really good Tuesday.
Thank you. You too.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here on Wednesday to stay in touch with the news. Check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And thanks for listening.